Good morning, SDA Academy, and welcome back to another week of your online learning. So what we're going to do today is we're going to try something new. Instead of me talking at you through a video, decided to create a PowerPoint to see if we can throw as much information in front of you as possible, and then hopefully you guys can still understand what's going on. First of all, what we're going to do is we're just going to have a quick recap, okay? And we've got our 3 questions for today. So our 3 questions so far is: what is strength? Why do we need strength for our sport? And how can we improve our strength? And then at the end of the slide, it's what is required for you guys to do for us for next week. Okay. So quick recap. Last week, as you remember, we had our 3 questions, which were: what does an effective session plan include? Okay, so just quickly, we covered a few things such as your primary, your secondary, and your auxiliary movements. We also said that each session plan needs to have a purpose or a goal. Okay, and based on that, we decided, okay, so why is each part important? Now, it has to be based around the goals and the needs of the athlete and the sport. Okay, and lastly, how can we adapt a session to our needs? We just need to look at a few things like our injuries, what our goals are, and what our needs are. That's just a quick recap from last week, guys. But this week, what we're going to do is we're going to go into our 3 questions. Alright, so our 3 questions for today. Starting off with, what is strength? Okay, so strength is the ability for the neuromuscular system to produce force. Now when we talk about our neuromuscular system, we refer to as the communication, okay, between the brain and the muscle. Now to try and make things less complicated, your brain sends down neurons or nerves, okay, down your spinal cord, and then from the spinal cord, these neurons go to the muscles, right? That's your brain's communication system. Okay, that's how we do the movements that we do. Okay, so when we talk about our neuromuscular system, it's just referring to that particular part, the nerves, from the actual muscle going to the spinal cord. Okay, now if there's a really strong connection, there will be a strong communication. It's very much the same as your Wi-Fi. Okay, if you've got strong Wi-Fi connection, your downloads or anything like that will become a lot faster, will become a lot stronger, right? Okay, so that is the exact definition of strength. Next one we're going to look at is: why do we need strength for our sports? Why do you need strength for your sport? So strength is a component of speed and power. Okay, we need some sort of strength to conduct powerful movements and to be fast. Okay, this doesn't mean you have to be super strong to be super fast. You need to be strong enough to be fast, and you need to be strong enough to be powerful. Okay, again, it'll always depend on what sort of sport you are playing as well. Another thing we need to consider is that it really does reduce the risk of injuries. Okay, so when you're producing a lot of force in your sport, okay, whatever sport you decide to play, this can cause a potential injury. And if the muscle is strong enough to handle that force, then we'll be able to reduce that injury, right? We'll make sure that we don't get that injury. At the same time, when we're doing a lot of strength training, the muscle does grow to a certain extent, right? So if the muscle grows, that muscle, that tissue, is protection for our skeleton, for our bones. Okay, so these are just very simple, very basic understandings of why do we need strength in our sport. Now, our last question is, how can we improve our strength? Okay, there's quite a few different things here. We go through specific types of training. Okay, we work on our correct muscle fibers. Okay, what I want to do is, one of the questions today is going to be for you guys to find out which muscle fibers these are. Okay, so I'm not going to give you the answer. I want you guys to go look for it. Okay, and we're going to work on the correct energy system. So as homework, I want you guys to figure those ones out. Okay, but going on, we have progressively overloading. Okay, so with many programs, if you want to improve on your program, you need to try and make it more difficult. Same with strength, same with speed, same with power. We need to find ways to overload the body, okay, to make it difficult, a little bit more difficult each time, each week, okay, in order for us to improve. And if we can improve, that means we get stronger, okay. Next one, we've got to be consistently working. Okay, so basically it just means that we've got to stick to our program. We've got to continuously work on our strength components, which is the same as the top, where we're working on those muscle fibers and that energy system. And probably one of the most important parts is our recovery. Okay, we need to make sure we eat correctly, so your nutrition is on point. We need to sleep. Very, very important one. Okay, we need to do mobility. So remember, our mobility is our stretching, our foam rolling, and then we need to hydrate. Okay, drink your waters, drink your electrolytes. Okay, just so that the body can return to its normal state, being fine. Okay, and then from there we're able to progressively overload and become stronger as we go on. So for next week, guys, what I want you guys to do is I want you to research and answer the following questions. Okay, what is the energy system that we use in strength training? What are the muscle fibers we use in strength training? Two very simple questions. All we need is two very simple answers. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is, for your practical session, I'm going to send through a workout, and I want you guys to complete the workout. For those of you who are fasting, I want you guys to complete the workout whenever you feel comfortable doing it. Okay? At the same time, just make sure that you are prepared, you're hydrated, and you've either broken your fast or you at some point just before breaking your fast, that you can try and do the session. Just do the session to the best of your ability as well. Alright guys, I look forward to seeing what you guys come up with and the answers for next week. Okay, hope you guys have a great weekend, and I will see you soon.